से जरिया से जरिया से जरिया से जरिया कैसे से जरिया कैसे चांदनी सी रात तेरी ढोला चांदनी सी रात से जरिया कैसे आऊं तेरी ढोला रे चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात से जरिया कैसे आऊं ये ढोला चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात से जरिया कैसे आऊं ये ढोला रे चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात से जरिया कैसे आऊं कैसे आऊं तेरी ढोला चांदनी 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 सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात चांदो उग्यो शोकमा सूती पलंग में छायरी जित देखूं बुत एकली सौ मार कटारी खाए ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात सास ननद मोरी जाग रही है मोरी पायल की सुनरी आहा डरी ढोला चांदनी 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 सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात ए जी ढोला चांदनी सी रात, ये जी डोला चांदनी सी रात, चांदनी सी रात, चांदनी सी रात, ये जी डोला.
Who can these weary travelers be, arriving at our palace at night in such a state of distress? My dear child, welcome to my palace. I am Prince Sharad. How can I help you?
Oh, Prince Sharad, my name is Lali. This is my friend Pravaha. We have been searching for the happiness of our village, which was stolen by Basant. Basant did give it back to me, but I lost it in the kingdom of Grishma. Queen Varsha helped me find happiness again, but then the jealous queen scattered it all over the ground. Happiness now lies buried in Varsha's rainy kingdom. My search has brought me to your palace. I'm here to see if you can help me find happiness again so I can take it back to my village.
Of course, my friends, I can help you. It is true that the torrential rains of Varsha recede as they approach my pleasantly cooler climes. Here, our plants and trees earn their well-deserved rest after a bountiful harvest. As you know, my brother Hemant and I are the sons of King Shishir, who is as powerful as Grishma and Varsha. Grishma's burning heat and Varsha's heavy rains both are powerless as they approach our cooler lands. Let us go to Hemant and ask him to help you.
The palace grounds of Prince Hemant's abode were thickly populated with trees of all kinds, some trees still sporting the red and gold leaves, but most of them denuded with bare branches. The ground was completely covered with leaves. In the cool breeze, the occasional brown and red leaves fluttered silently and fell to the ground. Squirrels scampered through the fallen leaves, looking for food to tide them over the long winter months soon to arrive. Camouflaged by the bare trunks and the heap of fallen leaves, the tall tree-like form of Prince Hemant watched Lali, Pravaha and Sharad. Lali entered the woodland surrounding Hemant's kingdom, looking to find Prince Hemant. She looked at the bare trees and the heap of fallen leaves and turned to Sharad to ask him,
Is this where your brother lives? Where is he? Why is he not coming out to welcome us? I cannot wait any more to find my village's lost happiness.
You are very close to finding what you came for, my child. My brother will surely help you, but please be patient. My brother tends to all the resting animals and birds, the sleeping trees, and the resting rivers. Time slows down in my brother's kingdom.
but Lali was growing distraught by the second. Occasionally, as she wandered through the woodland, she stumbled across a tree root or a fallen tree trunk and stopped with a silent cry of anguish. She looked left, she looked right, but there was nothing to see except bare trees and a ground covered in leaves. Pravaha waited sluggishly by her side.
Oh, this is an unlucky day for me. I do believe I will fail in my quest to find the lost happiness of my poor village. Who can help me here? Prince Hemant, who was supposed to help, has also forsaken me. Oh, I have been tricked again.
पतझर आए सखिया सखिया पतझर आए सखिया सखिया पतझर आए सखिया हाँ पतझर आए सखिया मोरी उन बिन लागे नखिया अखिया पतझर आए सखिया मोरी उन बिन लागे ना अखिया उन बिन लागे नखिया अखिया पतझर आए सखिया बिरहा की अगन में बिरहा की अगन में बिरहा की बिरहा की अगन में मैं चली जाऊँ रे बिरहा की अगन में मैं चली जाऊँ रे उनके दरस बिना उनके दरस बिना कहाँ सुख पाऊँ रे उनके दरस बिना कहाँ सुख पाऊँ रे बाट निहारत निहारत बाट निहारत अखिया अखिया पतझर आए सखिया सखिया रे पतझर आए सखिया मोरी उन बिन लागे नखिया अखिया पतझर आए पतझर आए पतझर आए सखिया
As Lali lay on the ground, hopeless and in sorrow, Prince Hemant approached her silently on the wings of a cool breeze. Lali raised her head as she felt a smoky coldness caress her face.
ऋतुराज हेमंत आयो है ऋतुराज हेमंत आयो है।
「
Prince Hemant, I didn't think you were coming. Forgive me and my impatience.
Yes, my child. In your need, you forgot to trust those who have agreed to help you. I care for all nature as she prepares to take her rest. But I am here now. We have not tricked you, Lali. These bare trees and fallen leaves you see are not your enemies. We are the last signs of life before Mother Nature enters her long, restful sleep in my father's country of Shishir. We want to help you, my brother Sharad and I. You have come to the right place. Your happiness has been rescued from the excesses of both Grishma and Varsha. We rescued it from the ground and gave it to our father, King Shishir, who lives in the palace of winter high up in the mountains of the north. Only he can give you back the happiness you are searching for.
Come, Lali, said Pravaha.
The place we are going to is well known to me. Let us thank the princes and take their leave. Long ago, I descended from one of those rocky crags. The clear, cool water of my streams flowing down those smooth rock faces into the valleys for thousands of miles before I finally reached your village. I was cold in some places. I was warm in others. In some places, I was sluggish, and in some places overrun with swift currents. But I remember my origins high up in the mountains of Shishir's country. Come with me. I will take you to the palace of Shishir.
Lali and Pravaha reached the magnificent cave palace of King Shishir, the king of winter. They looked in wonder at everything they saw in Shishir's cave. All the past seasons, every scene from their travels and that of their village were reflected in the white walls of winter's cave. Flowers blooming in spring, trees swaying in the softly blowing breeze, the blazing sun, the fish splashing in the pond, the heavy head of grains in the fields, the bounteous harvest, the red and golden leaves of fall falling. They saw them all reflected in the glistening radiance of winter's cave.
Welcome to my palace, Lali and Pravaha. My sons have told me all about your quest. I did find your happiness lying on the ground where Varsha had sprinkled it. I knew you would come looking for it, so I have kept it for you. Here is what you're looking for. Here is your happiness. In Varsha's country, it was lying in the mud, and small plants were growing on it. But I have taken it and restored its core, and now it has become a glittering crystal. Everything becomes clear when I touch it.
You have been most kind and gracious, O King Shishir. Thank you for keeping our village's happiness safe with you. Because of you, my travels have not been in vain. Give us leave now to resume our long journey back to my village.
Shishir blessed Lali and Pravaha as they departed his palace. They wound their way down from the mountains to the valleys and the plains.
Grandma, I'm back! And guess who is back with me?
One by one, the closed doors of the houses opened and people started stepping out. Lali embraced each of the villagers as she made her way to her grandmother.
Oh, dear daughter, we are so happy to see you. We thought we had lost you. What is that beautiful flower in your hand?
Look what I brought back! Here is our happiness. I found it in King Shishir's palace. This red lotus has changed form so many times in the course of my journey. Grandma, I found who had stolen our village's happiness.
Who was it? Tell me about your journey, my dear child.
It was the seasons who had stolen our village's happiness, Grandma. First, Basant stole it. I persuaded him to give it back to me. He gave it to me in the shape of a beautiful blue lotus. But I dropped it on the ground accidentally in the kingdom of Grishma. He took it and changed it into a burning ball of fire. Then Pravaha took me to the kingdom of Varsha, where Queen Varsha cooled it down so I could hold it in my hand. But then it turned into the mud of the earth and I was not able to hold it any longer. Finally, the twin princes Sharad and Hemant told me to go to their father Shishir, the king of winter, to get it back. I did, and here I am, back with our happiness, which is now a red lotus.
Overjoyed, the villagers carried Lali in their arms to the middle of the village square. With its happiness restored, Lali's village returned to its daily routine. The children played games and sang songs. Butterflies roamed freely in the blue sky. The grown-ups peacefully went about their daily lives as they tended the fields, watered the orchards, and bathed the cattle. Then one day, the 6 seasons walked into the village asking for Lali. They all wanted to claim happiness for themselves. The villagers couldn't just let their happiness go. They had their own preferences for which season should get to keep the happiness. Lali thought and thought about what to do until an idea came to her suddenly. Why couldn't happiness be shared? So, she gave the blossoming months of February, March, and April to Prince Basant. And to King Grishma, Lali gave the bounteous and playful months of May and June. July and August, with the magnificent rains, thunder, and lightning, were given to Queen Varsha. and the cooler, restful months of September, October, and November to the twin princes Sharad and Hemant. The king of winter, Shishir, was given the months of December and January. That is how the 6 seasons came to be, each with its own purpose and with its own duration. Lali taught the villagers and the seasons that they must live peacefully with each other and make space for all seasons in their lives. And the seasons? They learned that they have to share the year with the people without being selfish. No one season is more important than the other. This realization brought the village's lost happiness back to its people. They learned to coexist peacefully with each other and through all seasons of the year. Happiness shared is happiness doubled. Happiness within is happiness that endures. With its happiness restored, Lali's village returned to its daily routine. The children played games and sang songs. Butterflies roamed freely in the blue sky. The grown-ups peacefully went about their daily lives as they tended the fields, watered the orchards, and bathed the cattle. Then one day, The 6 seasons walked into the village asking for Lali. They all wanted to claim happiness for themselves. The villagers couldn't just let their happiness go. They had their own preferences for which season should get to keep the happiness. Lali thought and thought about what to do until an idea came to her suddenly. Why couldn't happiness be shared? So she gave the blossoming months of February, March, and April to Prince Basant. And to King Grishma, Lali gave the bounteous and playful months of May and June. July and August, with the magnificent rains, thunder, and lightning, were given to Queen Varsha. And the cooler, restful months of September, October, and November to the twin princes Sharad and Hemant. The king of winter, Shishir, was given the months of December and January. That is how the 6 seasons came to be, each with its own purpose and with its own duration. Lali taught the villagers and the seasons that they must live peacefully with each other and make space for all seasons in their lives. And the seasons? They learned that they have to share the year with the people without being selfish. No one season is more important than the other. This realization brought the villagers' lost happiness back to its people. They learned to coexist peacefully with each other and through all seasons of the year. Happiness shared is happiness doubled. Happiness within is happiness that endures.